I preached a message last year called Ichabod. I want you to go and listen to that message again. Please hear me. Whether you are in ministry, whether you are in business, I pray for you. Whatever you will make you rise up. And when people are about to celebrate God in your life, the devil just brings you down. Satan's mastery, Satan's profession is looking for those who are high up there in life and business. Our world is full of people who were once anointed, once great, once powerful, once influential, once evangelists, once Christians. Longevity. John 15:16. You have not chosen me, watch this now, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bear fruit. Let's read the remaining line. And that your fruit should remain. If every crop that is harvested rots in 24 hours, there will be no storage and you cannot bless people. It is because of the crop's ability to withstand harsh conditions and all kinds of preservation strategies. Is that true? Those of you in agriculture, when you harvest something from the farm, the way it is like that, you depending on what crop, you create systems of preservation. Some of you are into poultry. How many of you, not to give you bad memories, but how many of you have seen your birds get to maybe 1 month, get into 2 months, and then something happens overnight and 100 birds just die? By evening, 100 more just die. Which one is painful? That they stole your money or that the birds died? Think about it. If the money was stolen, you say, well, may God punish or forgive the thief, whichever one he wants to do. But as for this, I'm not careless. But now you invested time, you invested everything, just when the harvest was about to come. Nobody goes to your poultry farm and carries a chicken alive and eats it. It is in the chickens or the poultry's ability to stay, and then when everything is clean, it is now put in a mold, whatever it is, or served. The chef now does his work there. What we eat at the table is not the poultry that is alive there. It's the one that has lasted until it got to the table. Let me tell you the truth. Sustainability of impact brings great glory to the name of the Lord. It is one of the reasons why we honor fathers. We honor fathers because they have demonstrated that God can keep men. A man who is celebrating 40 years in ministry, 50 years in ministry. You see that now? There are many people who were not born when they started serving God. People laughed at them and said, you will not stay 5 years. You will not stay 10 years. I was looking at a dear woman of God, now in her 80s. She was preaching. And I looked at her. I remember years ago, people used to castigate and talk about the woman. Many of those people have died and gone. And the woman in her 80s is still preaching. I said, that's right. This is my message. This is how God is glorified. Can I tell you, anybody waiting to hear that you are fallen will wait forever. I say it to you again. Anybody waiting to hear that your company has gone down, that you are no longer anointed, that that prophetic grace is not there, they will wait forever. There is a hand that holds the believer, except you choose to jump out of that hand by yourself. Now, let me teach you something. Do you know the higher you rise, the more painful the fall? The person who is on the ground, if he just rolls to the other side, he didn't fall, he just rolled. But the more you are elevated, it becomes a fall with respect to your current distance. If somebody falls from the top of this building, he will most likely die. If someone falls, that's why there are almost no survivors in a plane crash, because of the altitude. When you have an accident with a bicycle, even a car, it's possible to have survivors. They may be injured, but they'll survive. But from the air, not even with the AIDS, all of those things, most likely they will die. That means the higher you rise, you need to not just study how results are produced, but how you continue to produce results. Are we together? It is the reason why we look up to the fathers jealously and we honor them. Do you know why? The reason is because there is something. We know how to produce results too, but we don't know how to remain yet. They are the ones who will teach us how to remain. And let me teach you, if you are a young minister here, listen carefully. That you have result today does not mean you will have it in 10 years. There is a skill that the fathers have mastered through their pain, through their covenants with God, that can help them remain after 20, 30 years. And this is what you must learn. I had a vision many years ago. I was called to minister somewhere. I will not mention the name of the ministry, one of the ministries of our fathers. And when it was time for me to stand in that vision, there was no platform like this. You would stand on the pulpit in the vision. Imagine that I had to stand here. And when I stood there, it was shaking. And I was just watching. It was as if I was going to fall. And I saw them, they were just looking and smiling at me. It was as though they were not permitted to come and correct me. But there was a way I could look at them and learn how to stand. Eventually, I found out that there was a way you put your toe that you will stand. And I woke up from that vision. There is a skill to remaining. Respect people whose results have lasted. You are in business, don't rejoice over 1 year profit. Find somebody who has had 15 years with different governments, 15 years with different people, and learn. What does it take to remain when governments change? What does it take to remain when all kinds, there's something you can learn. I pray for you, whatever wants to abort your result, attracting the nations to see God in your life, and then you just fall like a pack of cards. May my God deliver you from